Good afternoon, everyone. I'm back. Welcome to today's session. My name is Wally Rowder. It's so good to see you all. Today, we're talking about effective leadership and what makes great leadership. How is everyone? Wave your hands to me. Can you all hear me, everyone? Wave your hands to me. Come on. Let's go. Good. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Ladies and gentlemen, today we're going to talk about leadership. We're going to talk about leadership, not from a leadership perspective, but we're going to talk about leadership through teamwork. Teamwork is not just people saying. Today we're going to be talking about leadership, not as a standalone technique. We're talking about leadership through teamwork, because without leadership, teamwork cannot be effective. We're talking about what is a team. Amal has a group of friends. Every time she goes to the mall, she calls them her group. But are they a team? No, because each of them think their own way. Each of them have their own thing. Each of them believe in their own style. Are they a team? Oh, no. Are they an effective team? Definitely not. Pratik has his own friends. He probably used to go to school with them and play football. But are they actually an effective team? By far, they're not. They're just school friends. Does everybody understand what I mean between the distinction between a team and friends? Yes or no? Wave your hands to me. Come on, everyone. Wave your hands. Wonderful. So Mr. Amala, before he got married, had a group of friends, and he used to call them the boys. They're his team. But now that he's married, his wife knows where he goes, how long he's gone for, what he's doing, what time he comes home, just like my wife for the last 38 years. So are they really a team? They're not. So today, I'm going to share with you what are the ingredients of an effective team that you can build in the process of running a business or making money. Does everybody want to learn about that? Put up your hands. Come on. Wake up, everyone. Wally's awake. Wake up. Good stuff. Manika, you want to learn about teamwork? Manika, wave your hand to me, Manika. Don't go to sleep on me, young lady. Asa, wake up. Asa, I can't see your hand, Miss Bago. Good, excellent. Wave to me, Miss Amal Arif. Wave, Amal, I can't see your hand. Wave, I want to see you active in the session. Good girl. All right, let's talk about teamwork. Let me put up my slides and let's start today's session. Okay, here we go. Today's session, teamwork. Teamwork. What is teamwork about, and what makes teamwork important in our everyday lives? You might be asking yourself, why? Why is teamwork important? If I just got a group of friends and they help me, I'll get the job done. But is that effective teamwork? Is the team thinking the same way? Is the team coordinated? I suggest to you it's not. Let's talk about what is a team. Teamwork is a collaboration. It's putting the efforts of many people together. It's basically a group of people setting their minds together, working together, collaborating together, not only physically with hands, but also using minds and their thought. If they don't use their mind and their thought, even though they're a group of people, they won't be able to collaborate. Let's look at the myth of Father Christmas, Santa Claus. Every year, he delivers myth to the children all over the world, saying he will deliver Christmas presents. And all of them in movies about Father Christmas in the North Pole, with his little elves making toys. How do you think elves, if they're real, could manufacture millions of toys if they weren't working, if they're collaborative? The main word I want you to take away today is the verb to collaborate. Did you write down, please, everybody? To collaborate. The verb to collaborate is one of the most important words you'll learn today, because when you have a team, when you invite people to work with you, when Amal is a business $20 million company and starts leading her team, the first she has to do is implement the cost of everybody collaborating to make the company successful. Now, you might not see collaboration with the boys you play football with. You might not see collaboration with the people you work with, because teamwork may not be existent in your organization. But today I will show you why teamwork is important, and we'll look at a hospital and a hospital scenario. Teamwork happens when people work together, not come together socially, but actually work together to produce results which are productive and revenue generating for the better reason. Remember, a team could have a goal of selling enough product, making enough product, serving enough customers, or simply generating enough business and delivering enough services. For example, if you work as a team to move a couch up a flight of stairs, then you have to actually basically carry a sofa couch all the way upstairs. If you want to launch a work project or play soccer, you need to bring together a soccer team. If the goalkeeper doesn't know which side your team's goal in, and the players kick the ball to the wrong goal end of the ground, you will lose the game because they're not collaborating and they're not focused on the same goal. When people realize that working together on a project is more effective than working alone, that's when you have teamwork. But unfortunately, in today's business world, most people want to do their own thing because they have too much pride and they think that they know better than everybody else in the team. So if I was to ask all of you now, how many of you think you know better when you work on a team? All of you have this pompous thinking. Bikram, all of you. You all think, hey, I'm important. I know better than everybody else in my team. Let me use my ideas. But that's not teamwork. That's not collaborative. And the team will fail because of your pompous ideas. Do you understand that, everyone? Yes or no? You sure you understand that? Bikram, wake up, Bikram. Good man. Good to see you, Bikram. Mr. Richard, where are you? Richard Gatt, are you here today? Good on you, Richard. I see Mr. Yamuna has joined us. Hello, Yamuna. Good to see you, Miss Yamuna. It's good to see you, Yamuna, in your pink t-shirt. I'm so happy to see you. I want to see you every Saturday, young lady. All right? Every Saturday. Okay. When Yamuna starts her new job and she has to manage a team, there's two differences. Yamuna can either manage a team by just assuming that she is better than them, or she can manage that team or be part of the team by accepting that she's starting a new job and has to learn from her teammates. Do you understand what I mean by that, Yamuna? Good girl. All right. So as we move on, we're going to talk about how we make this happen. Okay. Does anybody here manage a team? Put your hand up. Does anybody manage a team? Not your children at home, a real team. Thank you. Richard Gate. Good afternoon, sir. Open your microphone and tell me about your uncollaborative, ineffective, and uncoordinated team. Go ahead. Listen carefully, everybody. Are you there, Richard? Open your microphone. Don't tell me your microphone is not working, Richard. I think Mr. Amala Richard still hasn't bought a microphone. I may have to donate one to him. Are you there, Richard? Is your microphone working or not? Come on, Richard. Amal's microphone is working. Okay, talk to me, Richard. Good,
hello,
Richard.
sir. Good,
Tell me about the team that you have. How many members is there?
the team I have five. We are in
Five
total
members of the
six.
team. Six.
We are total in six, yeah.
Yeah. And are they collaborative or do they each do their own thing?
Normally, when I gave some instruction, some people will not go with it, which is what we plan.
Okay, hold on. Whose fault is that? If they don't follow the instructions, whose fault is that?
I spoke before we started. We are talking in 5 minutes, all of us. So we are a target schedule that what we plan to finish for the whole day.
Yeah, but
So
Richard,
if
you're not listening to my question. Richard, answer my question. Stop being a typical manager. Look at me and answer my question. If your team do not do the job, whose fault is it?
actually they are collaborative if I'm there, sir.
I'll tell you whose fault it is, Richard. Don't get upset. Start learning from an expert. The fact is that you don't know how to manage a team because you are not able to get them to follow you. You are giving them instructions and setting deadlines. But where you're failing, Richard, is you're not explaining to them the consequences of meeting those deadlines or not meeting those deadlines. So there's two things that's happening, Richard. Your team is hearing you. All right, they're hearing you. Do you understand that? But Richard,
Yeah.
tell me the
Yes, sir.
difference. Tell me the difference between listening and hearing. What is the difference? You know this, you learned this. What is it?
Yes, sir. Hearing is just you hear the words, but you don't follow. Listening, you're actively getting the knowledge and ideas what you're hearing for.
Okay, give me an example. When do we hear? Usually when our wives whinge for more money, we hear. Usually when our wives ask for another diamond ring, we hear. Usually when Yamuna's boyfriend says, you pay for my dinner, Yamuna hears. But when Yamuna's boyfriend says, Yamuna, I bought you a diamond ring, she starts listening. Is that right, Yamuna? Wave your hand to me, Yamuna, quickly. Wave your hand. Good girl. When Amal's father says, Amal, for this month, you don't have to work. I am giving you 1,000 US dollars to have a good month. Amal will smile. But unfortunately, that doesn't happen every month, does it, Amal? No. Right, Amal? No. Okay. So listening and hearing. The problem with you, Richard, and this is from an academic who can see it in your face, is that you don't actually, they don't hear you. They don't listen to you, they hear you. Do you understand what I mean by that?
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
okay.
Yes, sir.
So hopefully today you're going to learn the difference between you commanding respect from them to you making them feel the consequences of what will happen if the goal is not achieved. 3, being able to deliver your message if they fail to achieve the goal. It's no point saying these are the consequences and the next day you forget about them because then you're no longer a manager. They call you their pussycat because you always threaten them, but you don't deliver. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right. So let's go back to your team. You've got 6 members of the team, including yourself. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
And your team is a functional team. They all specialize in the same area. Is it functional or semi-functional? Are you from different areas or you're all from the same area?
We are in the same area, sir.
All right. So you're a fully functional team. You all know the same
Yes, sir.
skills and work in the same area, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. So now answer my question. If your team doesn't meet its obligations under real teamwork, whose fault is it? The team or the team leader?
It will be the team leader, sir.
Thank you, Richard. You've just passed level 1 of teamwork. You just got an A, all right? Now, by the end of today's lesson, you're going to answer the 5 elements of teamwork, all right? Start writing them down. The first one is collaboration. 2 is the respect of your team. Everybody write them down. 1 is achieving a collaborative environment. Write them down. Achieving a collaborative environment. Number 2, commanding the respect of your team. Earning the respect of your team. Yes, Asa, you have to earn their respect. It's no good you just looking beautiful. They don't care about whether you're beautiful or not. They have to respect you if you're going to manage them. Does everybody understand that? Yes or no? Collaboration, respect. And to earn respect, they must listen, not hear. Actively listen, not actively hear like Amal does when her boyfriend calls her. Actively listen like Amal does when Wally talks. All right? Good, Amal. Okay, Bikram, you put your hand up. Talk to me, Bikram. Hello, Mr. Bikram, you want to talk to me? Mr. Amala, I think Mr. Bikram needs to learn how to get a microphone as well. Hi, Bikram, how are you today? Tell me, what have you got to say about teamwork?
So I'm very fine. I hope you are doing well as well.
I'm always doing well. I love seeing you guys. Yeah, go on. Tell me, are you a team manager?
Yes, sir. This
How many
responsibility
people
had
is there
been
in your
given me
team?
like 3 years before.
All right,
A
you've got
total
three
number of 4
teams.
people are there, including me.
4 people. All right. And
Not 3 teams, 1 teams. Total,
okay. Okay. Did your team always achieve the results you tasked them with?
Yeah, these days. But before, when the responsibility had been given to me, I was not much good on these things, and we used to ended up like without completing some tasks, and we used to argue with each other because I was not that good enough. And later on, we realized that we have to collaborate, we have to communicate better with the workers, and by the time I got to realize and I improved, and these days we are completing all the tasks.
Now, Bikram has just shown the first sign of professional teamwork. He had the humility to say, I failed because I wasn't good enough in managing them at the beginning. Congratulations, Bikram. That is the first of being a team leader. By being able to admit when you're wrong, you have humility. All right. So what Bikram needed to do at the beginning is he assumed that everybody would respect him. He assumed that he knew more than them. But eventually he realized that he wasn't delivering his knowledge to them, and maybe he should listen to them so they work together. Am I correct, Bikram? Switch on your microphone, Bikram. Do not close your microphone till I tell you. I'm the lecturer, you're the student, right? Switch on your microphone. Come on, mate.
I got muted by host. I didn't unmute myself.
Mr. Host, do not mute Bikram while I'm talking to him, all right? Teamwork. Me and him need to learn about teamwork. Okay. All right. We have eye contact now, so he understands. All right. By the way, Mr. Amala is my co-host, and he is my administrator for these sessions. So he is my boss for this session. Thank you, Mr. Amala. All right. So, guys, let me just go back to it. Bikram admitted by humility that he made a mistake. So what I said to Bikram, would you agree that your mistake was, 1, you assumed that you know more than your team. 2, you were being a typical manager. You were not listening to them. You were not involving them by making them understand how, what, when, and why you need to do it. And you were not communicating the consequences. And they felt that you didn't know what you're doing. As soon as you started collaborating with them, they now respect you and you can accomplish the goals. Would you agree that those were the ingredients that you have to change to command their following?
100%.
Thank you. Bikram, you have passed the first element of being a team leader. It's called humility. Write it down, everyone. Humility. Humility. Everyone. Okay. Thank you, Bikram. All right, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you so much.
So is there a lady here who's a team leader who wants to share her experience? Because I'm sick of hearing from just ugly men like me. We're not good looking. We're just men. Is there a beautiful lady here that wants to share her leadership teamwork experience with me? Amira, can you tell me about your team experience? Amira, go ahead, Amira. Amira, are you there? No? Okay. What about you, Renya? Do you want to talk to me about teamwork, Renya? Amira, are you going to share with me your experience? Unmute your microphone. Amira, do you have a team working for you? My co-host, can you unmute Miss Amira, please? I can't hear you, gorgeous. Go ahead, Amira. You're unmuted.
Uh, yes, sir. I was once hired as a team supervisor, eh?
Right.
With
How
group
many
of people,
team
more, I
members?
think more than
All right.
I think more
But
than
how-
100, because there are a
Oh.
lot of
Are you still a team leader or no longer?
very internet is
Are you-
very slow.
I can't hear you, Amira. Are you still the leader of that team?
No longer. I finished the contract.
Oh, you finished the contract. So, Amira, can I tell you, what do you think were the reasons that you weren't a good team leader based on your understanding? Just tell me what you think.
Um,
Was it because you didn't
I did
communicate well enough?
collaborate. I did collaborate.
Okay. You didn't
Yes,
collaborate,
sir.
is
I
that
did
right?
collaborate. Yeah. Yes, sir.
Okay, all right.
And
Amira, I hope, yeah, go on. What else? What else?
I did as how I was trained with my boss. So
Right. So basically, you weren't thinking for
I
yourself. You
observed
were
how the
just
people.
working as a machine.
Yes,
Is
sir.
that right? All right, good. Amira, you've just admitted the two biggest mistakes in teamwork, and you've shown that you have humility. So you get A for the first ingredient. All right. I want you to focus, and by the end of this lesson, you will have all the core requirements for teamwork. Okay? Promise?
Yes, sir.
Good on you. Okay, guys, let's go back to my PowerPoint and let's talk about teamwork. Okay, so we've said that the first two elements of teamwork and the core ingredients of being a team leader is to have humility and use a collaborative technique, collaboration. In order to be able to deliver a collaborative technique where everybody collaborates, they must be ready to listen to you, and you must be able to listen to them, not hear. Does everybody understand those three rules? Humility, collaboration, active listening, both ways. Thank you. All right, let's go on. The phase of team development. When we form a team or when we put a team together, there is four incredibly important ingredients like the salt or pepper of making curry. Number one is called forming. Number two is called storming. Number three is called norming. And number four is called performing. Everybody write them down. Forming, storming, norming, and performing. Yes, and it doesn't have anything about going to sleep and snoring, okay? It's nothing to do with snoring. It is forming, storming, norming, and performing. And let me correct something here. It's not about performing with your girlfriend on stage in a karaoke party. It's not about performing with your friends at a football match. It's about performing as a team. Does everybody understand that? Yes or no? Okay, here we go. Teamwork or team performance starts with the elements required to form a team. First, you must be able to form a team. That is number one. Number two, you must be able to storm the team, to motivate the team. You must be able to norm the team so they can function. And you must be able to guide them into performing. Does everybody understand that? Yes or no? Okay. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. What have I got here? Did I number 4? Did I number 3? Hold on, guys. So what did I do wrong here? All right, hold on. Okay, so we've got performing. We've got forming, sorry. Performing is number 3, but let's look at the cycle completely so you understand it. So we got forming, storming, norming, performing. So this should be number 3. My math error. I'm sorry about this. This should be number 3. and this should be number 4. All right. So forming the team, storming them, norming them, performing them. Okay. Who performs? The team as a whole. Does everybody understand that? Yes or no? Good. So what is forming a team? What are the ingredients of forming a team? What do we mean, Amira, when we talk about forming a team? Forming stage of teams is the team's main task to establish a team with the same structure, goals, and duties. So this is the phase where you put the team together. Now, for most of you, you do not choose your team. They are assigned to you. So you have to try to mold them and get rid of their stubborn habits. You know, you have to whip the stubbornness out of them in the way you talk to them in order to mold them or be able to form a team with them. Does everybody understand that? Yes or no? Good, excellent. All right. This may help the team members to start developing the trust and discuss a problem and offer solutions. So when you form them and you try to mold them, this will help them understand you, and it will help them understand your style of people management. In this stage, task completion may be below average as the team is more focused on building their relationship as a team. So during the forming stage, the team may not be productive because the team does not collaborate yet. They've just been put together. They're still learning how to adjust to each other's mindsets and the way they work together. Do you understand that, Vikram? That is forming the team. The next one is storming. The storming stage requires the team to emphasize the objectives. And how do we mean that? That means the team has to talk. The team has to raise ideas guided by their leader to say, guys, today we need to load 15,000 boxes into 2 40-foot containers. And when we do that, we only have 7 hours. There is 5 members of the team. How many boxes does each member have to load every minute in order to load 15,000 boxes in 5 hours? You need to basically break it down and discuss the project in very complex way with each of the team members and let them give you their ideas. What does storming mean? Storming means creating a conversation. Do you understand that, everyone? Now, when you think of it, Amira, when it rains heavily, what happens when it rains heavily, Amira? A lot of water falls down, right? And you get great big puddles of water, lots of water on the street, okay? Why? Because there was a storm. So when you storm your team, you have to end up with buckets of ideas and input from your team. Do you understand that, everyone? Yes or no? All right. So does everybody understand forming and storming? Yes or no? Okay. Do you understand what forming and storming are, everyone? Okay, so forming is bringing the team together. Storming is getting the team to talk, to open their mouth and give you input. Do you understand that, Amal? Wave your hand, Amal. Thank you. Do you understand that, Yamuna? Okay, so storming is like pounding the meat. You know, when you get a steak and you pound it to flatten it, that is what storming is. Storming is pounding your team to get them to talk. And only when they talk will they generate ideas and you can agree to collaborate. Now, for your team to talk, you must actively listen. Is that right? Actively listen. Can anybody tell me what are the steps of active listening that we've already learned? Put your hand up if you remember them. Come on. What are the steps of active listening? Who's going to tell me? Ma Florodiza, can you tell me? Are you there, Ma? Take your hand away from your mouth, Ma Florodiza, and tell me, what are the steps of active listening? Go ahead. Can you unmute Ma's microphone, please? She raised her hand, and now she doesn't want, they don't want to talk to me. Tell me, Florodiza, what are the steps of active listening? Go ahead. Unmute your microphone.
Hi, sir.
Hi, how are you today? You look absolutely beautiful on your big, comfortable white chair. I have a small black
Thank you,
chair
sir.
and you have a white one. I'm so jealous. Tell me, what are the steps in active listening?
Later, sir. Collaborative, sir.
No, we're not talking about being collaborative. In order to be
Yeah.
collaborative, you have to actively listen. I need you to open your brain, throw out all the sand and mashed potato in your brain, and
Okay.
start thinking like smart broccoli. When we listen to someone, what do we do?
Give a good idea, sir.
No, giving good idea is speaking. I'm talking about
Okay.
listening. So let me explain. When you listen to someone, it means you ask questions. They give you answers. You analyze the questions. You ask more questions. You come to an agreement about a common purpose. That is active listening. Do you understand that?
Yeah,
Florodiza?
if the situation is very interesting, sir. So maybe that's the time that you're gonna ask
No,
some
Linda,
question.
sorry. I'm coming to you, Linda. Florodiza, it doesn't matter whether it's interesting or not. You have to listen
okay, sir.
regardless. So if it's not interesting, you need to ask more questions and make it interesting. Otherwise, you can never manage a team, Florodiza.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Yeah.
Florodiza, let me
giving
remind you, you're not looking for a boyfriend. You're managing a team. All right.
I'm married,
If you
sir.
go
So
out,
that's right.
yeah, but hold on. Florodiza, if you go looking for a boyfriend like Bikram and he's boring, you can look for another boyfriend, but you don't have a choice. You're managing a team. So what has it got to do whether it's boring or not? Do you understand that or not?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I understand, sir.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay. And we don't say yeah, we say yes. Say yes.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Okay,
sir.
no, yeah. Yeah is slang. You say yeah to your boyfriend, not to me. All right, young lady?
Okay, sir. Yes, sir.
Good on you. What's the weather like today? Is it hot in your country or is it cold?
Hot today, sir. Hot. Hot
Okay,
today,
what
sir.
have you had for lunch? Did you have adobo today? No?
Just only a what do you call this one? Cup noodles, sir.
All right, enjoy your lunch. Now, remember, teamwork is not finding a boyfriend. So it doesn't matter whether it's interesting or not. All right. So actively, ladies and gentlemen, active listening is about the communication cycle. Information in, analyze the information, ask for more input, come to an agreement, and then implement. Do you understand that? Yes or no? But if you don't ask questions, you will never get enough information and you will never storm your team. To storm your team, you must ask them all questions and get total collaboration. Collaboration means they all become active in the listening element. Do you understand that, Bikram? Do you understand that, Huyen Huang? Are you there, Huyen? Good, excellent. Thank you. Do you understand that, Thierry Mon? Thierry, wake up, young Thierry. You look beautiful in your black blouse, but I need to see you smile, Thierry. Do you understand what I just said, Thierry? You understand? Good girl. Excellent. All right, everybody. So when we talk about collaboration, collaboration will only happen through active listening and asking questions. Asking questions. We've also learned that there's not just one type of question. There's two types of questions. What are they? Actually, there's three. What are they? Who can tell me? Mr. Amala knows them. He's heard me say them 20 times, but I don't want him to tell me. I want you to tell me. Linda, what are the different types of questions, Linda? Tell me, open your microphone, young lady. Good afternoon. What are the different types of questions, Linda? Can you unmute Linda's microphone, Mr. Amala? She's a bit shy. Unmute your microphone, Linda. I can't hear you. Good afternoon. Unmute your microphone. I can't hear her.
Okay.
Yes,
Sorry,
I can.
sir?
Good afternoon. How are you today?
Good afternoon, sir. I'm fine
So,
today.
you've learnt from me previously, Linda, that there's
Yeah.
3 different types of questions. What are they? Give me the first one.
Sorry, sir.
There's 3 different types of questions that you can ask. What are they?
In collaboration, right, sir?
In any conversation, there's 3 ways you can ask a question. Do you remember them?
Asking question why.
Okay, no. Oh, yeah. Well, let me help you. You have to ask why, when, where, and what. Right? Okay,
Yeah.
we agree with that. And how? All right, we agree with that. But
Yeah.
there is a different type of question that you can ask. And obviously, Linda, I need to remind you that you need to open up your mashed potato head and start remembering what I teach you. Can you promise me that? All right, young lady? All right, so write this down. The 3 types of questions that you can ask in business are open-ended questions. Open-ended questions. Does anybody know what I mean by an open-ended question? Pratik? Give me an open-ended question. Ask Linda an open-ended question, Pratik. Mr. Amala, Pratik has forgotten. Oh, here it comes. Okay, Pratik, ask Linda
Yes, sir.
an open-ended question.
Suppose in scenario we speak about some work. So if I need some information, I'm listening her in open-minded. I ask the question like, example,
Tell
what?
me about work in Singapore.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
So Linda, everyone, an open-ended question requires an answer explaining something. Do you understand that, Linda? Okay. Open-ended question requires an answer to explain something. Type of question number 2, Mr. Pratik, is what?
It's a close-minded. It's a closed question. Like,
What does that mean?
means like a normal question. That's answer is just yes or no.
Give me an example.
Suppose I ask you today is Saturday and the company is working, the team is working, and the answer is just yes, working, or no, is today is not working, like that.
Very
It's a
good.
small question.
So the first type of question is open-ended. The second
Yeah.
type of question is closed-ended. And there's one more. This is the most difficult. Pratik, show me that you're a good student. What is the third type of question, Pratik? I am going to get very annoyed if you don't know. It starts with the word "are."
What?
It
I'm
starts
sorry,
with the
I
word
forgot the.
You don't know, Pratik. You haven't studied. The third
Yes, sir.
type of question, as Amal will tell you, is what we call the reflective question. Can you write the word reflective in the chat box, please, Amala? Reflective. Can you remember what a reflective question is, Pratik?
I'm sorry, sir, but I do not remember right now.
Okay, Pratik, I'm going to tell you
Yeah.
what I said to Linda. Every night after you attend my lecture, don't eat mashed potatoes. I want you to go and eat green broccoli, green beans, or green peas, because I want you to become smarter than me. I'm not giving you a hard time. I'm just motivating you, all right? Pratik, no matter how many lectures you come to, if you don't remember what you learn, all you've got stored up here is mashed potato. Am I right or wrong?
Yes, sir, right. I will try my best again. Yeah.
Good, excellent. A reflective question is where you reflect on what somebody just told you. For example, Pratik, you just told me that you're looking for a girlfriend, but the last time I spoke to you, you told me that you thought you found one. So I'm reflecting on what you said. Do you understand that? That is the reflective question. Now, In a conversation with your team member, the reflective question would be different. As Richard would say, you would say to the team, so team, if we were to move 3 boxes per minute times 7 members of the team, that is 21 boxes per minute, time 180 minutes, we will have moved 5,000 boxes. Do you all agree? Yes. That's what I call the reflective question. Do you understand that? Yes or no?
Yes, sir, got it.
You're reflecting on what they all told you. And by reflecting, you're getting agreement. And that's the step of collaboration. Do you understand that?
Yes, I got it. I
So
understand.
we said that in order to collaborate, you have to actively listen. Active listening is primary communication. Okay, so when you complete the cycle of active listening by asking open-ended, closed-ended, and reflective, the reflective answer, when they all agree with you, is confirming collaboration. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir, I got it.
Does everybody understand that, Yamuna? Do you understand that, Amal? Good. Do you understand that, Reina? And of course, Mr. Amala understands it. He's heard it before. He probably can teach it better than I can by now. All right. Okay. Norji, do you understand what I mean by the reflective question? Okay. Thank you. Bikram, do you understand what I mean by the reflective question? Good. And where's the lady that said boring? Miss Flora Delisa, you understand what the reflective question is now? Okay, good. Excellent. Thank you. All right. Okay. Mercelita, do you understand what the reflective question is, Mercelita? Good girl. Thank you. Manika, do you understand what the reflective question is, Manika? Wake up, Manika. Wave your hand to me, gorgeous. Good girl. Sibek, where is Sibek gone today? Are you here? Sibek, do you understand what I mean by the reflective question? Good girl. Okay. Lorena, do you understand the reflective question? Thank you, Lorena. You're awake. Good to see you again. Who else have I got here? Tina. Hello, Tina. Do you understand what the reflective question is, Tina? Good girl. I saw a man in a red t-shirt. Where is he? Mr. Loganathan, do you understand what reflective question is? Do you understand, Loganathan? What is a reflective question? You understand? Yes or no? Wave your hand if you understand. Don't shake your head. Wave your hand. Okay. Amala, could you see? I don't think he can hear me. Can you hear me, Loganathan? Wave your hand. Good man. Excellent. Thank you. He can hear me. All right, ladies and gentlemen. All right. So we understand the first element of norming. You can only have, second element, norming. You can only norm your team when you can communicate with them. And in order to have an effective communication cycle, you must actively listen. Does everybody understand that? Yes or no? And the listening process is only effective once you get agreement to the reflective question. Does everybody understand that? Yes or no? Wake up! Yes or no? Wave your hands. Come on, when I ask a question, everybody. Thank you. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Thank you. All right, let me go back to my presentation. So we said before, forming is number 1, Pratik. Storming is number 2, Amal. Flordelisa, what is number 3, young lady? Don't tell me you're bored, all right? So we've got forming, storming, and the third one is norming. Not storming, norming. What does norming mean? The norming stage is when a team starts to effectively work together because you are now collaborative, because you stormed them, you spoke to them, they all agreed through the reflective question, they understand what you're going to do as a group, and now this becomes the norming phase. Do you understand that, everyone? Yes or no? Are you sure? Do you understand it, Linda? let me give you a simple example that you can all understand. If you go out, let me not use the girls, let me use the guys this time. The girls might get angry with me. Let me use one of the young guys. Where is there a good looking young guy? There's so many of you here, including myself, but I can't use myself because all the other guys might get jealous. All right, let me talk to, who am I going to pick? Let me talk to, okay, who have I got here? Richard. Richard is a good looking young guy. So Richard, Pratik, Amala, and who else? Norji tonight decided that they were sick of walking around with their old-fashioned wives and girlfriends. So they decided to call Bikram for advice because Bikram is the trendiest guy amongst us. So we all go out with Bikram to a nightclub, okay? Yes or no? And we all show off our dancing routines, even though I can't dance, even though I try to copy John Travolta and fall down every time because I can't dance. We all think that we're the best looking, and each of us gives our phone number to one woman. You understand that, Bikram? Each of us gives our phone number to one woman. And before we give her our phone number, we say to her, you sure you want to call me again? Is that what you're saying to me? You'd like to see me again? And she said, yes. You give her your mobile number and you ask her to call you by tomorrow so you can plan for dinner the next evening, right? Yes or no? Agree? All right. Now let me ask you the consequences, everyone. Tell me, if Bikram gets no call, is he at the storming part or at the norming part? Where is he? Go ahead, Amal. Are you there, Amal? Mr. Amal has joined 20 sessions. She still cannot open her microphone. Can you help her? Amal, open your microphone, woman.
Hello, sir. Hello, Sir
Hi.
Wally.
Hi. Hey, Amal, answer my question. Bikram and the boys went out. They each gave their phone number to one girl, 5 girls. During the storming session, they said to the girl, you're asking me for my phone number. So if I give you my phone number, you will call me tomorrow to go out for dinner, right? This is in the storming. They're trying to become collaborative, right? Now, if she does not call him tomorrow, was the storming successful? Is he now at the norming stage? Or does he have to start again?
You have to start again.
Very good. Can you explain to Bikram why?
Because the collaboration failed.
Right. Because if she had agreed to him and told him on the reflective yes, and if she meant it because she respected him, then she would have called him the next day. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Amal. Amal, good girl. You passed
Thank
the
you, sir.
first question. Thank you. All right. Did you understand that, Bikram? So I'm sure that wouldn't happen to you, Bikram. I'm sure they would always call you, but I had to use you as an example. Do you understand that, Pratik? Do you understand that, Richard? Does everybody, you do or you don't? Yes or no? Yes or no? Richard? Okay, all right. Okay, even Raina understands it. Raina understands, she's scratching her nose, so she agrees that Bikram failed. The girl didn't respect him. That's why she didn't call him, right? Raina? That's why she didn't call him back. He didn't collaborate, all right? So does everybody understand what I mean by norming? Norming is whatever you've discussed in storming and you've asked as a reflective question starts happening. That is norming. You understand that, everyone? Yes or no? Yeah? Okay. All right. Okay. Ladies, when you go to a hairdressing salon, ladies, Alini, Renya, and you are focused on changing your look because you want to look much younger. And you say to the stylist, I want new color. I want to change my look completely so even my mother gets shocked. Now, what happens during the forming part of the conversation? The stylist shows you all these colors. And then he goes into storming. he starts asking you questions about which color you like, right? But when does the norming happen? Does it happen when you choose the color or when you look at yourself and say, I love it or I hate it? When does the norming happen? Who can tell me? Who can tell me? Yes, go ahead, Richard. When does the norming happen?
Norming happen when you appreciate the outcome.
Right,
Because
okay. Okay, so if you ask for pink hair and you get purple hair, what happened?
you failed in the forming
Who
stage.
failed? The client failed or the stylist and the client failed together?
The client itself, sir.
Why?
Because
She's the client. She's not the expert. You're wrong.
the client is as my my part she got failed due to he didn't get the confirmation from the stylist.
No, listen to me, Richard. You're not showing humility again. You're trying to push the blame on someone else. When the client asks the stylist to recommend a color and the stylist says your hair is too dark, it's black, it may not turn out pink, it may turn out purple, that's his obligation as a specialist or a colorist. And he should have asked her, listen, it may not be very pink, it might be more purple, would that be okay? So both have failed because he didn't collaborate by asking the right questions and reflecting on the right answers. Do you understand me that, Richard? Because she relied on him as a subject expert. Do you understand that, Aman?
Got it, sir. I understand that one, sir.
All right. Richard, I want you to start thinking like Wally. I want you to stop thinking like Richard. Can you do that for me?
I will do that. I will do
Richard,
that, sir.
Every time I say no to you, there's a reason. And from now on, when I say no to you, I want you to react like a university student. I want you to say, why not? Can you do that for me?
Okay, sir.
You
Understood.
promise?
Yes, sir.
And when I come to your country, Richard, I'm buying you kebab and coffee because I know you don't drink beer, right? Do you drink beer?
I'm here now in Qatar, so I can buy you a shawarma.
Okay. Okay. I don't want shawarma. I want kebab in a restaurant. Can you do that?
Kebab. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's available.
Okay. Do you drink beer?
No, not anymore, sir. But before.
Okay. Do you smoke shisha?
Neither, sir.
All right. So you take me for kebab and then for dessert, I will buy you shisha. Are you happy with that?
Sure, sir.
All right. For those of you who don't know what shisha is, it's a type of smoking habit, but you don't want to do it because it's not good for your health. So we won't talk about it. Richard is already looking at me with a frown. We're not talking about it. All right. So does everybody understand what I mean by forming, storming, and norming now? Yes or no? Okay, good. Let's go back to our PowerPoint. Okay, so norming happens when the team starts to show cohesion as a result of agreeing to the reflective question. When they show cohesion, the team starts to develop trust and cooperation. Why? Because they already agreed to collaboration when they answered yes to your reflective question. They may also have more clarity, commitment, and alignment on the roles, the goals, and expectations. Why? Because you already stormed it, you already collaborated it through getting the reflective answer to yes, mutual agreement. So therefore, they may share more feedback, ideas, and resources because now they respect you more because you are able to storm and through the reflective questions come to a collaboration or an agreement on how to proceed. Does everybody understand that? Yes or no? Okay. All right. So we finished with norming. Can anybody tell me what's the next one? The next one is called performing, Amal. Yes, performing. In this stage, employees or team members now are focused on cooperation, group thinking. Okay? Because they've already normed, they've already started doing it. But when they get into the habit of doing it better and better every day, they're at the level of performing. Okay? Do you understand that, everyone? Yes or no? So can I ask you, When is a team effective? Who can tell me? At which stage is a team truly effective? Who can tell me? Is it at forming, storming, norming, or performing? At which stage is a team truly effective? Let's hear from the nice guy, Mr. Bikram. Young lad, tell me, when is the team effective?
So after forming, storming, and norming, when your team members can execute the work you are commanding them, then you will get to know whether it's effective or not. So it's a performing, I would say.
Thank you very much. Do you understand that, everyone? Yes or no? So for Amal, who got pink hair because she wanted to go out and meet a new guy, she will only know whether the purple hair she was unhappy with is really performing when she goes to a nightclub and 20 guys say, Amal, I want to go out with you. Right, Amal? That's when you know it's performing. Good girl. It's only an example, Amal. Forgive me, all right? I'm only using you as an example, all right? Okay, good girl. All right, does everybody understand that? Yes or no? All right. So what we've established, Jacqueline, is in order to have an effective team, it's not just about having a group of people help you with the business. It's not about just suppliers giving you goods, you selling them. It's about having the right supplier sell you the right quality goods at the right price, at the right time, in the right market. Do you understand that, Jacqueline? And all of that comes through collaboration. Do you understand that, Jacqueline? Good girl. All right. Do you understand that, Delisa? Am I still boring or am I exciting now? Are you interested in what I'm saying? Yes? I can't hear you. Yes. Okay. All right. All right. Okay. Normie, do you understand what I just said, Normie? Yes or no? Good girl. All right. Let me go back to my presentation. One moment, please. Let me share my screen. So, ladies and gentlemen, we've now covered the cycle of forming, storming, norming, and performing. Let's go on. So stage one, which we said was known as forming, can be defined in summary as beginning the group, members getting to know each other and plan of building a team. Thank you. Write it down, everyone. Forming. Number two, disagreement when it comes to group decision-making. Team members work to create their identities and positions in relation to one another and the team leader, who may face challenges from the team members initially after the forming stage. Now, how do we get the team to agree? How do we get the team to start agreeing with one another? I just told you, by asking open-ended, close-ended questions and going to the reflective. Once they say yes to the reflective, you have already answered the storming stage. The norming stage is when the team responds effectively to the leader's facilitation and they've started doing what they agreed to through the reflective and through the collaborative process, which they agreed to as a result of the reflective questions. And finally, performing is when you achieve the team's goals because the team now has strategic awareness and deep understanding. They're focused on exceeding expectations of the goals you set them for the project, and they're now delivering what you want at a higher level of expectation. Do you understand that, everyone? Yes or no? Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. All right, let's go on. So how do I basically create an effective team? You don't need to write this down because you get the PowerPoint deck on Monday. First, you have to create a vision for your team. Once you've got the vision, you're on the right step. Two, you have to have a common purpose of what the team wants to achieve. For example, you don't want to just make yourself look smarter than the team because you got no humility. You don't just want to give orders and sit in your office and let your team fail and you take credit. That is not being a team member. You have to be agile and supportive. You must have humility. Through the storming session, you must assign clear roles and responsibility by agreeing to collaboration through talking to all the members and agreeing through reflective questions of who would be best to do what job in the team. You must constantly listen and observe your team members. You must have the trust to delegate decision-making to them once they get to the norming stage. You can start to do that at the norming stage. All right. Now, at the storming stage, you still want to be the one overseeing what they're doing until they get comfortable. All right. At the norming stage, you can start delegating, because by the norming stage, they already understand and have started doing what you want. By the time you get to the performing stage, you can delegate more. All right. Do you understand that, everyone? Okay. You need to support each other. You need to celebrate accomplishments. Remember, together, the team, everyone achieves more. Do you understand that, everyone? Yes or no? Okay. 7 teamwork skills. I want you to memorize these. So next time I see you, I'm going to ask you to tell me what are the 7 teamwork skills. If you don't know them, I'm going to tell you to your face that your head is full of mashed potatoes. And I don't want to do that because I don't like saying that. All right. So the 7 teamwork skills, Richard, are communication. Communication is the foundation of effective teamwork, because through communication, we have the communication cycle, which leads us to getting the reflective answer, which leads to collaboration. Time management, problem solving, listening, which is active listening, critical thinking, which also brings us to collaboration. So through communication, through managing time, solving problems through the reflective, listening to what your people are telling you when you form the team, and by thinking as a group to actually identify what the focus of the team is and let them understand the consequences of not achieving the result of a team, you actually achieve collaboration. And remember, humility and collaboration are 2 of the most vital elements of teamwork next to humility. And if you achieve collaboration, then as a team leader, your job is to lead the team. Does everybody understand the 7 teamwork skills that I've just explained? Does anybody want to question me as to why any of these are important? Talk to me. I don't like people who sit there and shake their head. I like people who talk and show me that they understand. Okay, who's going to talk to me? Francis. Where are you, Francis? Are you here today, Francis? My dear man with the white teeth, open your microphone. Mr. Amala, open his microphone for me. He's shy. Hello, Francis. Come on, Francis, don't be shy. Talk to me, man. Are you there, Francis? I'm coming. I'm talking.
I can now.
Talking to Francis Ekpiyong first. I'll come to you, Francis.
Yes,
I'll come to you, sir. Francis,
okay.
Francis Ekpiyong, tell me,
Yes.
have you understood the first 4 elements of teamwork?
Yes, I do.
And you understand the 7 elements that I just spoke to you about?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Yes, I do.
Do you believe that they're all necessary in forming an effective team?
Yes, really, they are very effective. They are very, very important.
And could you think that a team could be effective without any of those?
Not at all.
Not at all. Do you lead a team?
No.
All right.
Not at
Would you like
present.
to lead a team?
Yes, of course. If the privilege is given to me, I will.
But do you have a wife and children?
Not at all. I'm single.
All right. So one day you will lead a team if you ever get married. I'm sure you will eventually. A good-looking young man like you, same as Pratik. All right. I'm sure you'll both be married soon, and eventually you'll have 6 kids, a basketball team, and I'll be very jealous.
Wow.
Because I only have 1 and I've already got a headache. God bless you if you can have more than 1. I don't know how you would handle it. All right. Vikram is already smiling. So Vikram has already given acknowledgement. Vikram, you want 6, right? 6 children? Yes. Vikram wants 6. Pratik, how many you want, Pratik? 2 or 6? You only want one. You're like me. Okay, all right. Okay, I won't ask anyone else. Okay, okay. So managing a team is like managing your family, right? Yeah. Okay, good. Excellent. Let's go on. Let me go to the next part. Okay, let's just talk about these. Teams are effective when they aren't just diving up tasks and working independently. Great teamwork is about working together and collaborating to come up with better approaches, which goes to say that in order to be an effective team, all of these are a must, right? Yes or no? You all agree with that? Yes or no? Anybody want to dispute that? Okay. Alex, you dispute me, right? Yes? Okay, tell me. What do you disagree with, Richard? You're saying no. What do you disagree with? You agree with me. Okay, good man. All right. Okay. The steps to ensure we've now understood what we need to form a team, what we need to have teamwork skills. All right. The teamwork skills to form a team, the 7 skills we've understood. Now, let's talk about the steps to ensure correct execution in the team. Execution starts at the discussion through storming, and it develops as you go into norming. Okay, team needs to make sure all actions are driven by the initiatives they agreed to through the reflective questions during the storming stage. And as they norm, they need to develop in doing those or putting those initiatives into practice. The steps to ensure execution of a team are very important. Let's talk about them. Team initiatives must have meaning. So during the reflective questions, you've already agreed with all your team on what has to be accomplished, the purpose, how it's going to be accomplished, and what each team member's responsibilities are to align the team together. Remember, you've asked open-ended, you've asked closed-ended, and you've asked reflective. Okay, we call these the OCR. So how do you reach collaboration? By practicing the OCR of asking questions. Open-ended, closed-ended, reflective. Does everybody understand that? Write it down, everyone. Write it down. OCR. Open-ended, closed-ended, reflective. Team goals must be written collaboratively. You do that through the storming part of the discussion between each team member and the team's direct reports, the team leader. So there is dual ownership and effort allocated towards their achievement. Remember, if you as a team leader are the only one that bears ownership because you make them feel like laborers or like idiots and they're just your slaves, you will never manage a team. A slave driver doesn't manage a team. A slave driver drives people to death by making them die from exhaustion. You're not a slave driver, you're a team leader. So you must make sure that through the storming, each person is accountable for some sort of responsibility so they feel part of the ownership of the goal in exercising the delivery of the team's duties. Do you understand that, everyone? Wave your hands. Thank you. Team accomplishment of any action will only happen by having well-written, thought-out goals. When do we achieve these well-written, thought-out goals? Who can tell me? Vikram, when do we achieve these well-written, thought-out goals, Vikram? Open your microphone, Vikram.
Yes, sir.
When do we achieve those well-written, thought-out goals? At what stage? Forming,
Okay,
storming, or norming?
No, it's the last stage at performing. When we know that we are able to execute the things we have planned. So it's performing stage, last stage.
Yeah, okay, very much agree. But where did you start initiating that? You started it in the storming, right? And you achieve it by the time you get to performing. Would you agree with me?
Yeah, that's true.
Thank you. So if I ask you the question again, you would say, sir, it starts at storming, but we actually achieve execution by the time we reach performing stage, right?
Definitely.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay.
Excellent. All right. Does everybody understand that? Do you understand that, Lorena? Thank you, Lorena. Alati, do you understand what I've explained so far, young Alati, in your beautiful white t-shirt today, looking very trendy? Very good, Alati. All right, let me talk to someone else. Where's the lady I spoke to before that looked very, very, very interested? There you are. Miss Mercelita, do you understand what I just explained? Talk to me, Mercelita. Open your microphone, my dear. Mr. Amala, could you open Miss Mercelita's microphone, man? Are you there, Mercelita? Would you like to talk to me? Yes or no? Hello?
Yes, sir. I'm hearing you.
Are you here, Mercelita? Talk to me, Mercelita. Okay, Amala, I can't hear her. Could you send her a message? I'll come back to her. Who else would like to talk to me? Come on, put up your hand. Who was talking to me? Please speak to me. Juan Loyola, do you understand what I just explained, Juan? Good, excellent, thank you. I got a message in the chat box, reflective. Okay, that's fine. All right. Okay, let's go on with the lesson. Okay, all right. Regular team meetings or check-ins must occur where goal progress is monitored, measured, documented, and discussed. Where should this kick in? It should kick in immediately after you've done the storming. It should be on a daily, weekly, or quarterly or monthly basis from the day you've achieved collaboration by using OCR. From the storming meeting onwards throughout norming, all the way, even through performing, you must have regular team meetings. Does everybody understand that? Yes or no? If team's progress is positive, action should be accelerated by increasing their targets. So if the team are achieving their target very easily and they end up with 2 hours to spare every day due to the fact that they're functioning in a collaborative manner, you must increase their KPI. You don't say, oh, if you finish early, that's good. You're not an effective team leader. As soon as they reach their KPI, you increase it by 15%, then by 30%, then by 40%, based on the type of business you're in. Do you understand that, everyone? Yes or no? Good. The 7 teamwork skills that we learned are essential for your academic and professional success. Let me now talk about 7 skills which reiterate what we've already learned. Working as part of a team to achieve company goals means working well, developing effective relationships, developing and maintaining good relationships with the team, and maintaining open lines of communication with those teams. All right, does everybody understand that? Yes or no? Wave your hands, guys. Let's talk about these. All right, let's talk about this. Teamwork. First, you must have the right culture. There must be norms and beliefs. You must have cooperation through collaboration. Once you have collaboration, you'll have the right cooperation level. And to achieve cooperation, you must constantly motivate your team. You must constantly, through follow-up meetings, ensure behavioral coordination and mechanisms are on track by using reflective questions, by asking, by the way, Alex, are you all okay with the amount of production we're achieving, or do you feel like we need to increase or decrease it? You need to reflect. Or team, we agreed that our target was going to be 400 cartons a day. We're already doing 400 cartons a day, and maybe we should take ourselves to the next level to make sure we keep up with the boss's expectations and increase our target by 10% to 440 cartons a day. Is everybody in agreement? Reflective, yes. Then you have coordination in place. And the only way you're going to get coordination is through communication. Cognition is the technical term for mutual understanding, which you achieve through the reflective question. Ongoing coaching is what you do through your regular follow-up meetings, starting from the day you've done the storming session and moving forward all the way through the performing stage of the team's activities. You need to be able to resolve conflict as it happens, and that's one of the reasons why we have regular follow-up meeting, because if you don't resolve conflict through the regular follow-up meetings, you will end up with not achieving anything as such. And therefore, you will have a problem. And remember, the other thing that's important in teamwork is organizational influence. So the whole organization must be built on promoting teamwork, all right? And for you to promote teamwork, you must also promote that word that I love using called humility. Do you understand that, everyone? Yes or no? Okay. So let's look at the pros and cons of teamwork. One moment, please. Okay, what are they? Teamwork means more efficient working, speeding up the workload, being able to make better decisions through collaboration, better risk management by talking about the risks and the repercussions with the team and agreeing on them through the reflective question, and by having a support team to support you as the leader in achieving the KPIs you've been assigned in your leadership or management role. So if you achieve those KPIs, you've achieved them not based on your own effort, but on the effort of your team. Do you understand that, everyone? Yes or no? Wave your hands. Great. Let's look at the cons of teamwork. Okay, work effort might vary because some team members might be lazy, but then if that happens, whose fault is it? It's a team leader for not motivating them, all right? Team leader, because he didn't motivate the team members. Difficult to reach consensus, again, who fails? The team leader, because he did not practice OCR and he was not able to achieve agreement to the reflective question. It means that the team leader has not achieved consensus because he failed communication skills. Personality clashes, again, you can't control those if you cannot control who's on your team. If you can pick members of your team, you can control personality clashes, but if your team is assigned to you as a team leader, you must be able to manage all, and you must make them work together or you fail. We will be having a session on working with different personality types and different social styles. It's all about psychology, and I'll be delivering my great lecture on working effectively with different psychologies or types of psychology in the coming weeks. Please look for it under BizTalk or Leadership, and please make sure you join. I'll even share with you a tool on how to easily assess what is the personality or social psychosis of the person you're going to work with, so you can decide whether they fit into your team. But I will only give you that tool when I teach you how to use it. Okay, teamwork might take longer, but at the end of the day, you're able to be more productive and achieve more through teamwork. And if it takes longer, again, the team leader failed because it means he hasn't given specific instructions and he's allowed them to waste too much time doing the task. Teamwork costs more, but yes, it might cost more, but the benefits of teamwork are more productivity, which lead to more sales, which lead to more revenue. At first, it might be expensive, but over the long run, it will bring you more revenue. Dynamics of teamwork. There's 5 major dynamics that every team must understand and must comprehend very well in order for teamwork to happen. For a teamwork to collaborate, they must have peace of mind, which is what we call psychological safety. They must be able to depend on each other and look up to their team leader through collaboration. They must be given clear structure and clarity through the storming session. They must understand the meaning and the consequences of the work they're doing, and they must understand the impact of the work. So here, they must understand what the work is, and here they must understand the consequences. Do you understand that, everyone? Yes or no? Let's look at a communication or teamwork chart in a hospital. The focus of this chart in the hospital, or the focus of the team, is what? It is patient safety, all right? Patient safety. Now, usually hospitals do not like patients dying, right? It's bad for the hospital. So all the teams in the hospital are high reliability teams because they need to deal with patients. So we've established these 2 major factors. Let's start at the bottom. So how do we get an effective team in a hospital? Let's start at the bottom. We start by communication through storming, right? Because storming is about communication. Do you all agree with that? Yes or no? Then we move on to cooperation, coaching, coordination, the right culture, the right cognition, and resolving conflict. This happens in the norming stage when people start to understand what's going on. Do you all understand that? Yes or no? Okay. When the teams become highly reliable teams and the teams are able to function on their own and they become high reliability teams, they become supportive of the organizational conditions of ensuring that all patients walk out alive and not dead. They are practicing teamwork and they are at the performing stage of the team function. All right? Do you understand that, everyone? And when they're at the performing stage, they become a highly reliable member of the organization, which the hospital can rely on, and therefore they are achieving the goal of ensuring patient safety. Does everybody understand that? Yes or no? Okay. Does everybody understand what I just explained? Yes or no? Okay. Can we take a 5-minute break? Is everybody okay? 5-minute break? Okay, 5 minutes, guys. I'll be back. Does anybody have any questions they want to ask me while everybody's on a break? Go ahead. Hello, Marites. Nice to see you. Two more minutes. Yeah, Francis, I'm coming. Yes, go ahead, Francis. Unmute your microphone. Go ahead, sir. How can I help you? You there, Francis?
Yes,
Yes,
yeah, this is
Francis.
Francis.
Yeah, go ahead.
This is Francis.
Yeah.
My network is not too well, and then I wasn't able to download the slides. If you can kindly place it there.
There'll be, sorry, the slides for this session.
Yeah, in the chat box.
Yeah,
So that I can download
no, we don't share leadership through the chat box. You will get them by email on Monday. All right. Everyone will receive it by Monday by email. We do not share these slides in the chat box.
They shared the link to it, so that I thought.
No, sorry, which link?
Okay.
Which link?
The other day they put a link there. We downloaded from there.
Okay, for some lecturers, some talk speakers, they share it. For me, I don't do that. I send it to you by email on Monday. All right. The only time I share the link, is during academic classes for diploma and postgraduate diploma classes, because they are academic lectures. But for leadership and BizTalk, because they're extracurricular and because you get a certificate for each one of these lessons, you will get the lesson, PPT, and any exercises by email. All right. And if there is no exercises, sometimes some of the speakers do share it. It just depends on the speaker. I know my boss, Mr. Benson Ma, will usually share it. But for me, because I also give you worksheets and other stuff, I prefer to put it in email. Are you okay with that, Francis? Are you okay with that, Francis?
Okay, yeah, I'm okay with
you're
that.
Welcome.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. All right, is everybody back? Thank you, Francis. You're welcome, sir. At the end of the session, Francis, I'll share my WhatsApp number with anyone. And if you don't receive the material, you can always send me a WhatsApp on Monday afternoon. I'll make sure that my assistant has emailed it to you, sir. Thank you. Could I also remind you, Francis, it's good for you to switch on your camera so that you get the certificate, because if you switch off your camera during this session, your attendance will not be recorded and you will not get a certificate. And that goes to all of you.
Camera is on.
Yeah, thank you, sir. So, Reagan, you must have your camera on, please.
I'm on. My camera is on since then.
I know. It just went black there for a second. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, just a general reminder to all of you, we do give you a certificate for these courses, so especially leadership, and you can put that certificate on your resume that you attended extra training in leadership on the element of teamwork. So because you can put that on your resume and you get a certificate that you've attended extra training, we do require you to have your camera on so that we make sure that you understand it. And that is a condition of getting a certificate, that your camera remains on. So I just want you to understand the importance, because you're learning a highly technical element. And I am giving you a certificate and we're putting our signature on it that you attended this training. So you need to make sure your camera is switched on at all times. If for any reason you can't switch on your camera, you must send a message to the host and he will acknowledge it. All right. Thank you, everyone. All right, let's go on with the lesson. So we looked at the importance of teamwork in a hospital. Let's go on. Just one moment, please. Okay, here we go. All right, let's go on. There are three different types of teams. We spoke about the hospital team. We've spoken about teams in your organizations or in your countries. Let's talk about what are the proper definitions of the different types of teams. First type of team is what we call a functional team. Functional teams are permanent and include members of the same department with different responsibilities. Often a leader or manager is responsible for everything and everyone reports to them. This is what we call a functional team. Remember that, everyone? Functional team, again, company, sales department has a sales head. He's responsible for sales. Operations department has an operations manager responsible for operations. The design team has their own manager. Functional teams. Then we have cross-functional teams. Cross-functional teams, which means that the teams are made up of individuals from various departments, various divisions in order to deliver or serve a purpose as a project. These teams tackle specific projects that require different inputs and expertise. Okay, imagine if you're a hospital and you are working with the brain surgeons or heart surgeons to do a heart transplant on a patient. Would all the members of the team be from the same division? No, because you will have cardiac surgeons, okay? You'll have general surgeons, you'll have an anesthesiologist who is responsible for putting the patient to sleep because they can't cut his stomach open and take his heart out and replace it while he's awake because he'll die on the table, all right? You must have clinical operators of life support systems from another department who will keep the patient alive while his heart is being replaced. So you're dealing with people from cross-functional areas of expertise. But when they come into the operating room to form the team that is going to do the heart transplant, they must storm, norm, and perform very, very quickly. Otherwise, the patient will die. Do you understand that, everyone? Yes or no? What would happen if they forgot to put the patient on a life support system before they disconnected his old heart? What would happen? He will die. And the new heart will die as well. Do you understand that? Okay. All right, let's go on. Just one moment, please. All right, why does this keep flipping on me? All right, I fixed it. Okay. The biggest challenge for cross-functional teams is breaking down the silo mentality. And when you get cross-functional teams for different parts of a hospital, the biggest hurdle for the head surgeon is to make them all work together and not think that the nurse is more important than the machine operator, not to think that the girl who hands the doctor the scalpel and his tools is just a maid. They need to break the silo and work together and respect each other. And that is one of the major hurdles that a surgeon has to go through before he takes team into the operating room to replace somebody's heart with a transplant. Because it's major surgery, it could take 5 to 10 hours. So he needs to make sure that his team are stormed and normed very quickly before they cut the patient open and take his old heart out. So cross-functional, as we said, what we said about cross-functional is you have different teams collaborating to achieve a project. In the hospital, you have the cardiosurgery, the heart surgery division headed by a professor and maybe 2 junior heart surgeons. You have the operations team who are the team that support the theater nurses, the theater technicians that will operate the heart support systems and the monitoring systems. Okay, here with the doctors, you also have the anesthesiologist, a radiologist. You also have a transplant expert who's a doctor who will supervise the heart when it's being transplanted from one patient to the other. And then, of course, you've got the recovery team who's going to supervise that patient when he finishes the operation and goes into intensive care to be monitored before they wake him up again to make sure he doesn't die in his sleep. Then we have self-managed teams. A self-managed team is a group of employees who work collaboratively to complete a project or reach a defined outcome with no direct supervision from a boss. For example, Wally and John are both salespeople. We both achieve our sales targets. We have no sales team, no sales manager. We work as individuals. Okay? Virtual teams, ladies and gentlemen, are a team. I don't identify in the main 3 types of teams. I put virtual teams as a team type, which is special. So the first teams we spoke about, okay, the first teams we spoke about are functional teams, cross-functional teams, and self-managed teams. These involve people coming to the office, coming to a hospital every day. A virtual team is a team that are made up of individuals who work in different locations, physical locations, or only see each other in cyberspace or in a Zoom room. During COVID-19, more employees work from home, so virtual teams became a lot more common, but until recently, they have stopped becoming so common because most companies are asking people to go back to work, and they have been given the option either come back to the office or find another job. So virtual teams that rely on technology do exist, but they are not in the large numbers that we had before during COVID-19. All right, so what we've learned today, ladies and gentlemen, or I hope you've learned today, is what you need to have a team. You've learned what is the elements or the main ingredients of a team and teamwork. And we said at the beginning, humility by the team leader, humility in the team leader. 2, collaboration through effective communication, and having OCR. Does everybody know what OCR is? Open, closed, and reflective questions to achieve collaboration. Next ingredient is the right culture, the right communication, the right depth of understanding of the task which you have actually agreed to through reflective questions in your storming session. The ongoing monitoring to solve any problems along the way, and achieving excellence by being able to deliver higher than what you were expected to deliver at your first meeting during storming. Does everybody understand that? Yes or no? Are you sure? Manika, do you understand what I just said, Manika? Wave your hand if you understand, Manika. Good girl. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, for those of you, my name is Wally Rada. I have been helping students for more than 35 years, 38 years. I get great pleasure in seeing you learn, and I get greater satisfaction when you ask me questions or message me saying, sir, I need help. Just call me Wally, I need help. That's when I get satisfaction. I do not get satisfaction if you sit here, shake your head, and don't ask me questions. Because the aim of my delivery is to make you understand and be able to use what I'm teaching you today, not next year. If you have to go and read a book before you can use teamwork, then I have failed you as a lecturer. Do you understand that, everyone? Yes or no? I come to you with years of experience. So what you need to do is think of what I told you, use your brain and measure. Is what he's telling us make sense? Let me try it and make sure it works. That's what I want you to do. And if it doesn't work, I want you to let me know so I can correct you. Do you understand that, everyone? Okay. Amal does, and Amal, I owe you an apology, ma'am. I promised to call you back as a student 3 days ago, and I lost my voice. I promise, ma'am, I'll call you either tomorrow or Monday. I do apologize, my dear student. Okay, is that all right? Okay, thank you. Okay, Hu Yen, do you have any questions? Hu Yen, do you have any questions? Hu Yen? Do you have any questions, Yuyan? No? All right. Mr. Amala, could you be so grateful and help me? Could you share my WhatsApp number with all our 160 participants today? My name is Wally Rada. I'm an Australian. I'm based in Singapore, and I'm head of department for online training and online learning. Mr. Amala will share my mobile number in Singapore, which is WhatsApp +65 822 5220. I do repeat that if you have any questions about what I've spoken to you about tonight, you require assistance because you don't receive the presentation by Monday night, you should send me a private message in WhatsApp. You should not send it in Telegram. Telegram is only used for official notifications of the link to join the session and class and lecture timings and links. If you have a question addressed to me personally, please message me in WhatsApp only. Always state your name, Bikram Suna, and put leadership and today's date, and you will get my answer within less than 3 working days, unless I've lost my fingers, or as happened to me last week, I lost my voice. Does everybody understand that? Yes or no? Yes, I know, Amala. You know I talk a lot, and I know you're happy when I lose my voice. I know that, Amala, but I can't make money if I can't talk, Amala. It's my job. All right, thanks, Amala. I love you, Amala. All right, thanks, mate. It's good to have a joke sometimes, all right? Okay, everyone. Annie May, are you with me today? Annie May Sawit, where are you, Annie? Wave your hand to me, Annie. It's good to see you. Did you understand today's lesson? Good girl, thank you. All right, where are all the other girls that were here at the beginning? Miss Yamuna, did you understand today's lecture, ma'am? Can you please tell all your friends to join next week? Help me by telling everybody who you know in attending the training that you're attending from Malaysia to join me, please. I beg you, all right? Thank you, Yamuna. Please join me next week for this talk, Yamuna. I'll be here next week with a different subject. Thank you, ma'am. Linda, did you understand tonight's lesson? Okay. Marie Laranja, are you here? Miss Laranja, did you understand tonight's lesson on teamwork? Good girl. Are you cooking adobo today, Marie? Open your microphone, Marie Laranja. Hi, Marie. Open your microphone. Don't be shy. Mr. Amala, open her microphone. She's a very shy girl. She reminds me of my daughter. Whenever I say to my daughter, talk to grandma on Zoom, oh, no, no, no. As soon as daddy leaves the room, she talks for 2 hours. Talk to me, Marie. Open your microphone. Come on. Okay, all right, okay. Next time, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. All right, good on you. Okay. Rubika, do you want to talk to me, Miss Rubika? Smile, Rubika. Did you understand today's lesson, Rubika? Okay. Villa, did you understand today's lecture, Villa? Can you say hello to me, Villa? Open your microphone, come on. Open your microphone, now, come on. Mr. Amala, unmute Villa's microphone, please. She needs to say hello to me, look at her. It's okay. All right, somebody's asleep, it's okay, it's okay. All right, you there, Villa? Go ahead. How are you today?
Hi, sir. I'm doing good. Thank you so much.
Did you understand my talk about teamwork?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Have a great day. I'll see you next week at this talk. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, to my co-host, Mr. Amala, thank you, sir, for allowing me to deliver today's session. It's great working with you again. To all of you here, thank you for joining me today. Please help me. You are all my students. You are all studying with us at Kingston International College, as you know now, or through one of our partner training programs or assisting training programs by the training providers, which are part of the same group of company as Kingston International College. Okay, now all of you know other students who are studying with you, but I need you to help me. This week, I only have 152 students. I need you to tell all your fellow students that you study with, Get off your lazy ass and follow Mr. Wally through BizTalk and leadership, because you can truly learn something. You can get yourself an extra certificate for when you apply for a job. Can you all help me to do that? Yes or no? Put up your hands. I want you to tell every single student that studies with you through our courses. I want you to make sure that everybody in your class follows you next week to BizTalk. Help me. Thank you. Okay, yes, Kenneth, go ahead. Go ahead, Kenneth. Do you have a question, sir?
Oh, no, not really. Good day, sir.
Did you understand my session on teamwork, Kenneth?
Yes, I understand.
All right.
It's my first day today, so I really enjoyed it.
I hope you join me next Saturday at 5 o'clock. Thank you,
Sure,
sir.
of course, I will.
Ladies
Have a
and
nice day.
gentlemen, you're welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, it's just gone, what's the time in Singapore? It's just gone about 3 minutes to 7 o'clock in Singapore. I bid you all very sweet dreams, very good night. May you have a great day ahead, whatever the time is in your time zone. I look forward to seeing you all next week. Thinking hard, and remember that education is a continued part of life. The day that you stop learning is the day when you stop living. Because the day you stop learning, you give up on becoming a more successful person and making a higher income and having a better life. So the day you say no more is the day you retire poor. None of you are old enough to do that, because you're all below 80. Until you reach 80, you should keep pushing the grindstone. Until you reach 70, you should keep pushing the grindstone. Maybe when you get to 80, you slow down a bit, but you should always continue learning. Do you understand that, everyone? Yes or no? Okay. From me to you, very good night and good evening, everyone. Thank you. God bless you all. Thank you, Mr. Amala.